Blessings, family. Praying all is well with you, all is well with me. Hey, this is Testimony Tuesday, and I want to replay my testimony that I posted last week on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. It's a shortened version of it, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys get something out of it. It's my testimony with my walk with God. I thank you guys for listening, and if you like it, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's going to be posted along with the video. Blessing, family, blessing. Praising God for all you and yours as I'm praying for all me and mine. How's everybody doing today? For those who don't know me, my name is Reginald T. Harris, and I'm the author of the book, 7 P's of Life to Renew Mind. I'm also a content creator, and I'm also a digital creator. And I'm here today just to give you a short story. It has to be a short story because in reality, it's a long story. So I'm going to get to the main parts of the story just to give you a better understanding about who I am and about where I come from. And for those who know me as your administrator but never really got to know exactly who your administrator is, well, this is your chance to know exactly who your administrator is. This is Tuesday, Testimony Tuesday, and I'm going to give you my story, okay? My story basically begins in 2005. In 2005, I was on my knees, begging and pleading to God, which I call the desperate prayer. And I was praying that He'd just take me away from my family, that He'd separate us. Not for good, because I love my family, I love my wife, but at the time, things were hectic. Things were going too crazy, and it was mainly because it was all on me. I brought all this on us. So with that being said, I just needed to get out. I needed to go. And with me praying to Him to release me from here and take me away so I can get my life together and things of those natures, reality set in. About 2 days after my prayer, we end up getting raided and end up going to jail, and I end up doing a 2-year bit. That's pretty much how that happened. But in the process of that, I was just tired, of living the life that I was living. I didn't know how to change. I wanted to change. I just didn't know how to change. And I think now, the more I realize it, like I said in my book, going to jail was the best thing that ever happened to me. Now, a lot of people would look at that and they would say, well, what do you mean jail was the best thing that ever happened to you? Well, it was. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, because if I hadn't spent no time in jail, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you today. I'd probably be dead somewhere. And that's real talk. That's real talk, family. That's facts. But with that being said, I did a 2-year stint. I did a 2-year stint in Grafton Correctional Institute. And during this 2-year stint is where I have to say where I truly found God, because God was already there. He was there with me when I walked through the prison gates. I just didn't realize that. I didn't know that. And that happens with most of us because we're not spending any time with Him. You know what I'm saying? Then how could we know that? How could we know Him being there with us in all that we do? And especially if you're a born-again Christian. Now, me being a born-again Christian ever since I was a kid, thanks to my Aunt Camilla. And happy birthday to you too, Auntie. Yeah, I was that time was like crazy for me, I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do. And I was living a life of the flesh, in other words. And during this time when I got locked up, I basically got locked up from, and it's crazy because it really don't go like this, but I went from smoking crack to selling crack. Now, how did that go? Usually is don't get high on your own supply. But with me, I guess the addiction became more stronger with me making money than me smoking. Now, the addiction goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? The dealer is just as addicted as the smoker is. The smoker is addicted to the drug, and the dealer is addicted to the lifestyle, the money, and the things that it brings. And that's what I was getting accustomed to. the lifestyle, the money, and the things it was bringing. And I was continuously living that life, until all hell broke loose. And when all hell broke loose, I ended up doing a 2-year stint. But again, like I said, those were the best 2 years of my life, because those 2 years steered me in the right direction. It steered me to where I am right now today. Now, even though today I can't say that, nobody is perfect. Okay. Nobody is perfect. Okay. All of us have our flaws. Okay. I don't care how much you've been going to church. I don't care how much of a preacher you are. I don't care how much of a bishop you are. I don't care who you are. All of us have come short to the glory of God. And he's saying that in his word, and I believe it. But the point to what I'm trying to make is I did not know how to change. And that 2-year stint, I had no reason. Well, I could have stayed the same. It was plenty of opportunities for me to stay the same. I could continue to do the same things I was doing out. Could have smoked dope while I was in jail and the whole 9 yards if I wanted to continue to do that, because the same thing that was in jail, that was outside, is in jail. So I could have continued to do the same thing if that's what I really wanted to do. But that's not what I really wanted to do. I wanted to change. I wanted to change what I was doing. I just didn't really know how. But all the while, God had been with me throughout the whole time. And he told me the reason why you don't know how to change is because you don't have a relationship with me. Your brain has been locked up for so long that you have no remembrance of me. I was there with you when your auntie brought you to the church and had you baptized. And I've been with you ever since. You just ain't been there, and you ain't been with me. But I've been with you. And the more I think about it, the more I had thought about it, he was with me, because I went through a lot during that time. I mean, hell, my house got shot up. I'm shooting up people's stuff, and people shooting at me, and all hell had broke loose. And one of my family members could have died. My grandbaby could have died. You know what I'm saying? Because she was here during that time. So yeah, I brought a lot of drama. And I'm not happy about none of that. I'm not bragging about none of that, because if anything, I thank God through his grace that no one was truly, truly injured in that. I'm talking about to the point where they're no longer here no more. And that wasn't the case, thank God. But while I was doing my 2-year stint, I spent time, and I learned how to spend time with God. And the things I just started doing in there to get close to him was, first off, praying. He said, okay, pray. I didn't know how to read the Bible. I didn't know exactly where to start reading. He just said, read the scripture. And from him guiding me, I was reading the scripture. And then from the scripture, it went from continuously joining the choir in prison, and continuously reading, and continuously having a positive mindset throughout the day, and being productive in all that I did. Went to school twice a day. Continued to move forward and do the things that I need to do. And all these things were because of the grace of God. It was because of the grace of God, and because I needed help. I mean, hell, I hit rock bottom, family. I hit rock bottom. So with that being said, I need to help. I need to lift up. And God said, I've been with you all the time. And I'm like, when you been with me all the time? And then he gave me remembrance on things. Remember when that happened. Remember when this happened. That could happen, and that could happen. But that didn't happen because my hand was covering you. My hand was covering your family. And I had to sit back and realize that that's facts. So that made me have even a more relationship with him. That made me spend even more time in the book, learning and getting revelation. Now, I'm moving through, got my GED. I'm teaching other inmates. I can see the change that's changing in me. Not only am I helping other inmates, but I end up joining the Dopest of the Dopes group that my administrator, who my mentor was, Mr. Harris, no relationships, unfortunately, and he's no longer with us, God rest his soul. But he taught me a lot. Had me join the group. I began to be a presentator and a tour guide, toured them around the prison. These were teens coming from high school, at-risk teens. Taught me how to make an outline, taught me how to do a 15-minute presentation. I mean, these are the things that he was unlocking inside of me, because he told me, you was locked up, Reggie, before you was locked up physically, you was locked up mentally. So let me open up some of these doors for you. Let me open up some of these abilities that you have. Because that's another thing I was looking for. I was looking for my purpose. And once I got a whiff or a sniff of my purpose, giving presentations to at-risk teens, trying to prevent them from making the same mistakes that we made, I loved it. Now, I wasn't there long because, like I said, I only had a 2-year stint. But from the time I was there, I did what I needed to do to give back. I loved it so much, I tried to even do that when I left prison. One thing about leaving prison that you go through is, I didn't want to go back and start living the same life I was living before. And I needed help doing that. So that's why I went to the halfway house, gave me a guide. I still was continuously getting educated. I was still going to school, learning things from the halfway house to the schoolhouse. When I finally was released for good, walked right out of there into a job. God is continuously blessing me. Then from there, I went to Tri-C. Never thought I would go to college. But something in me said, do this. My sons and my family was like, you can do it, Dad. You can do that. I'm 43 at the time now. So I did. Working full time, going to school part time. It took me 4 years to get a associate's degree. Now, I know that's, thinking about that, I'm like, Jesus, that took a long time. But it went fast because God had me moving. And He had me moving because I stayed dedicated to Him. I wasn't thinking about the 4 years. I was thinking about being there with Him and studying with Him. And Him giving me revelation and Him giving me the help that I need. Then when things started kind of falling apart on me, right? I graduated from Tri-C, got my associate's degree, but I lost my job. Now, with no reason for myself, I didn't do nothing to lose it. It was the fact that they all of a sudden now they don't hire felons. Well, that's because they can't put no insurance on us. The type of job I was doing, you had to be insured. So that didn't work. So I worked there 4.5 years, but I stayed the course until the devil started getting to me. And yeah, he started getting to me. He started working on me. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm wondering, I had a better time when I was locked up. Now I'm out here and I'm struggling. Right? I don't know what the hell. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. Ain't nobody gonna help me do that. So I want to go to broadcasting school. I'm finished there. Can't go to broadcasting school because I ain't got enough money because I need to get a job in order to pay for that. Because the student loan and everything that don't cover it all. So now I'm pissed. So now I didn't got focused on me and focused on the flesh and focused on what I don't have. I'm not staying focused like I was before when I was at Tri-C and I was working. Now trials and tribulations come in. Now I'm tripping. Can't go to school I want to go to. Can't do this. Can't do that. Want me to go here. I don't want to go there. So he told me, he said, quit crying. He said, you going to stand there and weep and whine all day, or you going to write that book I want you to write? And I'm looking at him like, what book? He said, the P's. Write about it. Matter of fact, I want you to add one more to that. Call it the 7 P's of life to a renewed mind. It was just that simple. It was like a damn epiphany. So I wrote it. 7 P's of life to a renewed mind. But I still had a problem even with that because now I couldn't publish the damn thing because I'm dealing with fear and dealing with how people may think about me because of what I wrote. Oh, he used to be this. Oh, he used to be that. Oh, he used to do that. I'm thinking about all that. I'm thinking about how people would start judging me. And some of them are doing that. But it's okay. It's okay. God has taught me now to don't feel bad and have a lot of confidence in myself. Don't worry about what other people think. The point to this whole story is the task that I went through, the journey that I took from leaving prison, from going to prison, getting a GED, leaving prison, getting an associate's degree, leaving an associate's degree, and getting a bachelor's degree, getting a bachelor's degree, and then leaving from there and trying to make something of myself, then write a book and become an author. Now I'm trying to be a life coach. God has me moving, and I'm just thankful for it. If you want to know more about my journey, grab my book, 7 P's of Life to a Renewed Mind. I got in details about how things went. But I'm telling you, family, this is what we need to do, all of us. We need to continuously renew our minds each and every day. The 4 things I practice to help me renew my mind each and every day until I stop doing them. And then when I start back doing them again, things start moving smoothly again. Family, this is facts. Real talk. All of us need to continuously renew our minds.